Zap 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 Lightning. Zap Zap Lightning. Lightning.
Hello everybody, it's me, the LEGO Dude, and in today's video I'll be talking about every LEGO Star Wars set that we know is scheduled to release in 2025 so far. Even though we're 4 months out from 2025, we know a substantial amount about the 2025 sets and have a general idea of how the year will go as a whole. Kicking things off, we have the 75401 Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, which will cost $45, have 290 pieces, and release on January 1st, 2025. Before looking at anything else, the $45 price tag is something I'm very skeptical of. Just 2.5 years ago, we had Anakin's Jedi Interceptor available for $30, and now this likely identically sized new Jedi Interceptor will cost 50% more, with the only difference being one extra minifigure, which is an insane price increase to see in only 2.5 years. Focusing back in on the set now, it'll have 3 minifigures: Ahsoka Tano, R7A7, and Anakin Skywalker, all based off the Clone Wars. We've had Clone Wars versions of all of them before, so we know what to expect, and it'll probably end up being a decent minifigure selection. Looking at the build now, LEGO are always good with the Jedi Interceptor build, so it should look quite similar to the actual ship, if not nearly identical. Overall, it looks like it would be a solid set, if not for the fact that it costs $45. Next up, we have the 75402 ARC 170 Starfighter, which will cost $70, have 497 pieces, and release on January 1st, 2025. First looking at the price again, it's excessively higher than it seemingly should be based off other playsets of similar piece count and likely size as well, so the $70 price tag is tremendously disappointing. Not much is known about the minifigure selection other than that it'll comprise of at least 2 clone pilots and possibly other minifigures as well. The build will look about how you would expect, with rubber bands a possibility to be used as a supplementation for the wing structure strength. It's of course great to see a new ARC 170, but for $70 it unfortunately seems that it'll be excessively priced. Next up, we've got the 75403 Buildable Grogu and Prime, which will cost $100, have 1048 pieces, and release on January 1st, 2025. LEGO's track record of buildable characters recently is exceedingly exceptional, so I'm confident that this set will continue that precedent. LEGO have previously released a full version of a Buildable Grogu, but with the continued popularity of The Mandalorian and the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie, it seems that LEGO are already preparing with this new Buildable Grogu character. I'd guess that the Prime will not be built with a section that can close, with only 3/4 of it included, and however much of Grogu's character that will fit in the Prime in a sitting position. For the relatively fairer price by LEGO standards as well, I'm excited to see how it turns out. Next up, we have the 75404 midi-scale Acclamator class assault ship, which will cost $50, have 450 pieces, and release on January 1st, 2025. It's amazing to see the Acclamator finally make its way to LEGO, however, although it seems more fairly priced, midi-scale sets have deceptively good sounding piece counts. Since most pieces included in them are only 1x1 or 2x2, this means that this high piece count is actually quite deceptive. It's most definitely going to be overpriced, but it will also likely be beautifully designed. It has no minifigures, which is an unfortunate rule that seems to apply to these midi-scale sets, but I have no doubt that this set will have a great design even if it is a little overpriced, or a lot overpriced. Next up, we have the 75405 midi-scale Home Wong, which will cost $70, have 559 pieces, and release on January 1st, 2025. Similar to the midi-scale Acclamator, it has a deceptively decent seeming piece count and price, but worse. I'm 100% sure that this will be considered extremely overpriced, but with Home Wong being one of the most iconic ships from Star Wars that we've yet to see in LEGO form, I have no doubt that LEGO will put in effort to make it an amazingly built set. It's just disappointing it'll cost so much. Next up, we have the 75410 The Mandalorian Zeng 1 Starfighter 4+ edition, which will cost $30, have 92 pieces, and release on January 1st, 2025. Similar to the new Buildable Grogu and Prime, this is likely preparation for the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie so that they have a lower price set that they can market easier to younger audiences. I think it'll be overpriced even with the customary large pieces and 4+ sets, but I am interested in seeing how the build turns out. The minifigure selection is unknown, but will almost guaranteedly include the Mandalorian and Grogu. Next up, with no number attached to it yet, we have the buildable character of Chopper, who will cost $100 and release on March 1st, 2025. It'll be based off either Star Wars Rebels, where he first appeared, or the Ahsoka TV show, where he made an appearance later on. It's supposed to have some similar functionality to the previously released buildable BB-8 with the ability to wobble around. Like I said earlier, LEGO's recent track record of buildable characters has been great, so I'm confident that this Chopper buildable character will be great as well. Penultimately on the list now, with no number attached to it, we have the buildable Star Wars logo, which will cost $80 and have a release sometime in mid-2025. It was first rumored to have a George Lucas minifigure included, but unfortunately it now seems like it won't, which is disappointing to see, since it would have been the first ever officially released version of George Lucas as a minifigure. The Buildable logo itself is still exciting, but for $80 and with no minifigures, just getting the logo feels a bit lackluster. Finally, we've had some rumors about a UCS Endor Ewok Village releasing in 2025, however there's not much concrete evidence backing it up. Right now it's still mostly a rumor, but it would be great to see it finally back in LEGO after 11 years. Overall, 2025 is looking like a decent year for LEGO Star Wars so far, but I don't have the same high expectations of it as I had for 2023 and 2024. But so far it's still looking good. Alright everyone, that is everything for today's video. Tell me your thoughts on these 2025 leaks in the comment section down below. Which of these sets is your favorite? Are you looking forward to the January 2025 wave? Do you think we'll get a new Ewok Village next year? And one last thing before you leave, please remember to hit the subscribe button, ring the notifications bell, and leave a like on the video. Bye!